take this across to our guest. Joining us, we have with us Praveen Khandelwal, who's a member of parliament of the BJP from the Lok Sabha. We have Sonal Mansingh, member of parliament from the Rajya Sabha. With us also is Deepak Reddy, national spokesperson of the TDP. Joining us on the show at the moment, we have Vivek Sailas, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Dr. Akashdeep Puni, political analyst, is joining us. Also with us is Lokesh Jindal. Let me start, Lokesh Jindal, with you first and foremost. Now, these videos that you would have seen perhaps through the day and as you've shown right now at the top of this bulletin, show Rahul Gandhi telling members of parliament, go into the well, disrupt, etc. We've seen slogans that were chanted right from the word go when it came to the Prime Minister's speech. Now, the question that many are asking is that while opposition and Mr. Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi has written an editorial in which she has talked about consensus building, dialogue, etc. When all that is stated as the purpose of parliament, debate and discussion, accountability even, why then engage in this kind of blanket disruption?
Well, Madhav, if you look at the content of the Prime Minister's speech, now the motion of thanks and the subsequent address of the Prime Minister has to deal with policy issues. But the entire content was based upon criticism of the Congress. In fact, I was surprised. Why is it that in the presidential address, there were mentions of the criticism of the Congress, which was never the content issue? The Prime Minister should have spoken about policy measures. He should have spoken about what happened in Manipur and what are the resolutions, what are the measures that have been taken by the government to resolve the crisis over there. He should have talked about
did you hear today's speech?
Concern.
Did you hear
Yes,
today's
I did
speech?
hear.
He did speak extensively on Manipur, and that's exactly the point I'm making. When yesterday, the reason for disruption given was that the Prime Minister did not speak on Manipur, was what opposition repeatedly said. When today he actually spoke on Manipur, there was nobody to listen to him.
No, because, Madhav, when the opposition asks questions to the ruling dispensation cannot take history's side and escape from answering those. They are answerable. They are in the government.
So he did answer them. That's the point, isn't it?
The Prime Minister in yesterday's speech talked about Sholay, he talked about Parajivi, he talked about Balak Buddhi and all such forms of rhetorics, which were not supposed to be the content of the Prime Minister replying to the motion of thanks.
All right,
and today in Rajya Sabha.
Let me bring in Praveen Khandelwal because he's a member of parliament of the Lok Sabha. Praveen Khandelwal, how do you respond to Lokesh Jindal, who says that the kind of language used by the Prime Minister, now this is the latest I'm hearing, that is not becoming of the Prime Minister and that's why we walked out. How would you respond, Mr. Khandelwal?
Actually, I'm sorry to respond that Mr. Lokesh is trying to subvert the core of the debate. The core of the debate lies the conduct that has been seen yesterday in the parliament. I just draw your attention towards the day one when Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi was quite gracious in listening to the speech of LOP Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Unfortunately, what has happened yesterday in the parliament was never happened before. LOP was seen in instigating the members to come to the well, and Congress is responsible for creating all kinds of disturbances and disruptions. Secondly, the entire speech of the members of Congress and other opposition parties were hinted towards Prime Minister and towards the other issues. They never spoke about a single word. What was the fundamental of the presidential address? So therefore, we have seen the most irresponsible opposition in the parliament yesterday and day before, and I am sorry to say that the LOP has lowered down not only the dignity of the House but the office of LOP as well. So we cannot.
I want Vivek to come in on that. Vivek,
such kind of